Welcome back. I don't think I need to pick any today. They're a little red, but not the cherry apple red that I like. Peppers are really not ready yet either. You want those bright red with those Carolina Reapers. Maybe I'll get the hose and water this one, because it didn't look like the water actually hit right here where these three peppers are, and these two tomato plants. But I showed in a previous video, he's got the greens in the ground here, and it looks like he's watered with the tripod. And over here, I don't know if he's planted anything right here yet or not. He's been doing a lot of work because we were in a crunch. But we still have this last part right here where we had the okra. And, like I said, we let the okra just go because we weren't really getting anything out of it. And he did take down the little makeshift fence we had right here where we had our melons planted. And he didn't get a chance to take care of this, but probably the end of the week, he will get this area tilled up and get more greens in the ground. We've got to get the greens in the ground at this section and the other far section where the corn is. Actually, I just picked 5 ears of corn over in this far section way over there. But I'm going to check these peppers, the green peppers, and see what I can get. And that'll probably be all I'll do today out here. You know, it's kind of sad to see the garden winding down. When we planted the vegetables and you couldn't wait till they came in, and now the cucumbers are gone, the potatoes are dug up, and the squash is not producing. We've pulled that up. It's winding down. And like I said, until we have a hard frost, we'll still have tomatoes and we'll still have peppers. And we would still have the okra too if it was producing. We would still have those. But the cucumbers and the squash, they usually stop producing about now. I set the hoses up. I'm watering the tomatoes and the hot peppers. And then I set the second hose up right here to water the green peppers. And I'm gonna let that water for a good 2 hours before I turn it off. Finally, I got the tripod to work. The last time I tried to use it, I was telling Jeffrey that it was barely sputtering out any water. But he said I must not have had the water turned on full blast. So, watering the greens right now. Looks like my brother has been busy. He's gotten the squash and the zucchini all worked up and has greens planted, I'm assuming. I'm just getting here. But I see he's watering, so I'm assuming he's already planted and watering for the germination, because we haven't had any rain. They'll have to get this last section here with another sprinkler. We haven't had any rain in a while. And I see that he also has, I'm not gonna walk across this section over here because that's greens. I'm gonna have to take the long way around. Let's see here. And he's worked up the section where we had the makeshift fence with the melons. and the okra. So everything is coming along. Everything's in the ground now. And you can see here the germination. These are the collards. He planted through here. So they're really starting to come up. The birds are loving the water. But you can see the germination. This is the end of August now, so we'll be harvesting the greens probably anywhere from beginning of October, maybe mid-October. Get out of that glare of the sun. You move the tripod a little more to get the other edge of the greens. Just trying to get a little water on everything right now. Yeah, I noticed the other day that pin was out, but I didn't have my key to the shed. Guess he's moving the hose to get another smaller section. He'll probably wait and water that in the morning. He's just setting it up right now. I just want to do a quick walkthrough. We've got all the greens in the ground, and I'm going to post how we planted all the greens, how we got started, quickly trying to get the ground ready for the greens. And this is our fall harvest. As I have stated, we left the corn up. My brother decided he wanted to leave it up, so you will see the corn in the background in some of the videos. But he watered this area yesterday, and then this far area right there he's watering right now. My brother's done all this work getting the ground tilled up and getting the greens in the ground. Unfortunately, I'm not able to run the tiller. The tillers we have are just too strong for me, or too powerful, and I'm just not strong enough. But his work schedule has kind of kept him out of town a lot, so we really had to push it. But he has planted greens here, and as you can see, that dark green area right there is grass coming up, so he's gonna probably have to put some more seeds in there to choke out the grass. But you can see that it's starting to germinate right here. And once again, this is where we had the potatoes, the white, red, and sweet potatoes. And where you see that stake is where we had the cucumbers. Right here, you see they're starting to germinate as well. And this is where we had the cabbage. The landscaping fabric, in this case, has two great uses for us. We started using the landscaping fabric last year with the greens, so we wouldn't walk on so many of the greens as we were trying to pick them. So now these are just aisles that we can pick in between the greens, and it also serves as a spot to put the hoses as we water the garden, so we won't be laying the hose on top of the greens. But initially, in the spring, we use the landscaping fabric. Well, my brother liked to use it as a weed barrier because he was out of town so much that the tiller, didn't get ran until he came back in town. So that made it easier for him. But these are all greens that are coming up right here. And here's another area where he's planted greens. And this whole area here are all collards. And this is the ground here he worked up the other day. And this is where we had the makeshift fence with the melons. And then this area over here, right over here, is where we had the okra. It's poke salad right there. And this is just a continuation of the collards. And they're really starting to germinate really, really well, as you can see. Now I'm going to take you to the last area where we have the greens. Put the lid back on this trash can that has blown up. And this is the last area where we have greens. This whole strip are greens. And as I said, we've got the landscaping fabric through here as well. So we'll be picking greens beginning of October, mid-October. For all of you who've watched our channel, who have commented, who have liked and shared, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. You came along with us with our spring and our summer garden, and now you're going to join us for our fall garden. I cannot wait till our greens come in. We've planted collard, my brother planted collard, broadleaf, turnip, and mustard. And sometimes when you plant the greens, sometimes they don't come up. You'll have to reseed. So come into all type of issues like that. And like I said in the video, a few minutes ago when I showed you where the grass was coming up, I said he was going to have to reseed in that area as well. And I think this is an area where he just said he's probably going to have to reseed some more. Are you going to water over here anymore? Okay. Well, thank you all so much for coming along. Siblings A&J Gardening. I'm Angela. That's my brother Jeffrey. Have a blessed day.